This,
There you go.
the White House announced Putin has agreed to a meeting with Zelensky, and a trilateral meeting between the two of them and Trump will happen if necessary. Their words, listen.
Following the encouraging conversations yesterday, President Trump spoke with President Putin by phone, and he agreed to begin the next phase of the peace process, a meeting between President Putin and President Zelensky, which would be followed, if necessary, by a trilateral meeting between President Putin, President Zelensky, and President Trump. As the president said, Vice President Vance, Secretary Rubio, and Special Envoy Witkoff will continue to coordinate with Russia and Ukraine to make this happen as soon as possible.
Former CIA station chief and good friend Dan Hoffman joins me now. Dan, I just want to get inside your head for a second. What did you think when it was going on in Alaska, when Putin actually tried to flatter Donald Trump by talking about how he wouldn't have gone into Ukraine if Trump had been reelected in 2020? Did he really think he was going to get away with that? Because clearly he didn't. Right afterwards, we had this big meeting with the European leaders and Zelensky. It went very well. We don't know how it will all end, of course. But is Putin dumb enough to think that he could get what he wanted by flattering Trump that way?
Yeah, that's just what the KGB operative in the Kremlin does. That's how Putin operates, the flattery to President Trump. I'm sure the president saw right through that, as well as Putin's discussion of mail-in ballots. We can do fine with our own democracy, thank you very much. We don't need to take advice from Russia's dictator. What President Trump has done is bifurcated the end of the Ukraine war that Russia launched, barbaric one that it is, with the U.S. Russia bilateral relationship. The president made it clear that whatever economic reset might be in the offing, it's not going to happen until we solve this war first. The second tangible result that we're seeing were all those European leaders who came to the White House. That's the collective security that we need in Europe. We don't need U.S. boots on the ground. It's a model we should pursue in the Pacific as well.
Yeah. And by the way, the meeting ended with what I think is the most important, the security guarantees, which go beyond whether or not Ukraine is going to become a part of NATO. Special Envoy for the Ukraine, Keith Kellogg, says those guarantees will allow Zelensky to negotiate land concessions. Watch this.
What they're doing right now, like as we speak, they're looking at the security guarantees. What do they actually look like? And bringing a list of options under Secretary Rubio, a list of options they'll bring to the president and to the allied leaders as well and say, look, this is what it looks like. Because if you bring in good security guarantees, this allows Zelensky some options as well in working with Putin so he can settle this conflict. And I think that we're on a path to do that. And it took bold leadership to do it. It's something that's going to be written around about in history. And we should be very, very proud of what President Trump has done.
Only a few seconds, Dan, but what kind of security guarantees specifically do you think would work?
Well, I think those have yet to be ironed out. It does strengthen President Zelensky's position as he engages with Putin. But keep in mind, even if the fighting were to stop at the line of control right now, that's a massive concession to Russia, 19% of Ukraine's territory. I, for one, don't think they should give up any more. That would put the rest of the country at great risk if you give up the fortified positions in Donbass. But these are all good developments, David. We're where we should be.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Dan Hoffman, great to see you, my friend. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You too, as always.